Good morning and welcome to a rather still and damp south of the lakes and the new XPeng G6. A fully electric SUV with a decent range, loads of tech and an AI driven experience. I can't wait to drive this one. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. Now XPeng may be one of those brands that you've never heard of, but that hasn't stopped them putting their mark on the market. XPeng was first founded in Guangzhou and now they've got offices all over the world, including Silicon Valley. And what they offer is something quite remarkable. It's not just an electric vehicle, it has, well, massive elements of AI, including a little companion that hangs on your every word. This is XPeng's first launch in the UK. Back in the day, it was all engine orientated. But the direction we're going now, it's more computers. For example, the hardware in this is an NVIDIA Orin X processor, and that's what essentially is the heart of the car, and it makes everything, well, work seamlessly. And when you climb behind the wheel, you'll see exactly what I mean. The G6 is built on XPeng's custom electric platform. It's light, it's robust, and it's called SEPA 2. And not only that, it's got 800-volt architecture, which means it can charge up to 280 kilowatts. So that means 10 to 80% in around, well, 20 minutes. So this is rear-wheel drive. Whether there'll be an all-wheel drive, we'll have to wait and see. And even its ride height means, well, it's a formidable vehicle. And you can choose from two battery sizes, either 66 kilowatt hour or 87.5 kilowatt hour. It's 270 miles and around 350 miles. It's got an OS called X Smart. And what that does is essentially monitors everything in the car and makes sure that you get a fully seamless experience, which includes XPILOT 2.5, an ADAS system like no other. It's quite literally got sensors and cameras all over the shop, but we'll take a deeper look at that when we climb inside. XPeng have made it really simple to choose a car. There's quite literally this one, which means that the standard level is rather high. Everything from heated and ventilated seats through to 250 kilowatt dual chargers. You can choose from a number of colours, including fiery orange. And the thing that will really get you, these start at around £39,000. And if you go for the long range, it's only an extra £6,000 at £45,000. That seems like a lot of SUV for the money, especially with its full standard spec. Another China vehicle that may well conquer the UK market. Now, as we know, battery management is a massive thing, especially in electric vehicles. You need good thermal insulation. And with this, you've got a heat pump that's air conditioned, meaning you'll eke out as much range, well, as the car can offer. That's it. The way that we're seeing EVs evolve, especially in the China market, they're really getting to grips with it. And it means that our ranges are getting longer and longer. We're also maintaining them longer too. And that doesn't matter how you drive. Well, to a point. If you've got a lead foot, then you will use more range. It's the same with the cold too. But with a heat pump like that, it will certainly mitigate it, especially in climes like the UK. It's modern, it's futuristic, and it's got loads of lovely curvature. Immense. So essentially just one big bumper and like a micro grille. But I think it suits it well, especially in this lovely white. Now, I keep mentioning it's all singing and dancing, and that's because it is. Even the ADAS system on this is fully advanced. Mind you, well, it's assisted with AI, meaning that cameras and sensors are permanently monitoring everything. So it's got mitigation, AEB, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, blind spot detection. Pretty much everything you can think of safety-wise is on this. Talk about an efficient design. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right hand side. It's free and you'll get an alert every time we upload. Thank you. Just look at that shaping. I've driven this a few times through our local village and quite literally it stops traffic. But it's not surprising with its sleek coupe style design. Lovely sporty alloys with a mid-range tyre. Low profile enough to look cool, but also comfortable enough on A roads, B roads, motorways, etc. Also, it's a Michelin Pilot Sport 4, so grip comes as standard. I love the sheer chop of the arches. It just makes it look, I suppose, defined. It's still got an off-roady look, but if you've noticed, they've opted for the paint colour as opposed to rugged black plastic. And I think it works better for it. But to leave the striping, yeah, I like that. Let's concentrate on the key for a moment. Look at this for a fob. Looks like something off a Super or a hypercar. 4 buttons, including this one. Maybe slightly gimmicky, but it means that you can open it with your key. Perfect. Now, one thing you'll notice with XPeng G6 is it's certainly the bigger size of a mid-size SUV. The thing is, with power folding door mirrors, and its nimble driving dynamics, it doesn't make it a challenge. I love the way that the door handles are presented to you. The colour scheme works so well, but why wouldn't it with white and gloss black? Especially with things like the mirror caps. And the fact that it's got no roof rails, it just means the design is super clean. Let's take a look inside. Frameless doors, love them. And immediately we've burst into life. The screen's lit up, you can see the cluster, so you could just get in here, put it in drive and set off. No start button. This new era of EVs, well, they're kind of eliminating a lot of things that you'd normally have to do in a conventional car. It might be a little daunting to start with, but you get used to it really easily. And don't forget you've got an app, and it's got things like summon mode. You can also see the status of your battery, whether the vehicle's locked. It's very well trimmed. This reminds me of the acoustic cloth you used to get in hot hatches back in the day that you'd have covering your subs and your 6x9s. Soft touches, padded areas, and this is how you release the door. Just a button. I like that. Simplified. And you've got a decent door pocket. Climbing in, well, that looks to be child's play. I don't even need to really duck my head. Sadly, no grab handle. But because of its ride height, it means I can step in, well, rather easily. And even at Annabelle's height, she doesn't have challenges either. Well, it's certainly modern, but it's also simple. There's nothing that completely overwhelms you. The one thing I have noticed is a severe lack of physical buttons. You've quite literally got these on the steering wheel and these little rolly things. Toggles, which allow me to change the temperature. I did not expect that. That's it. You can guarantee as soon as you get in a vehicle like this, everything, well, virtually everything, is going to be operated through the screen. Now, that might seem quite daunting to start with, but when you get the hang of it, it's not actually so bad. I'm just glad that you've still got physical indicators, because it's amazing how many of these things are being minimalized or removed completely. As always, the best bet is to take one of these for a drive. Go to a dealership, poke, prod, find out what it's all about. On the right hand side, absolutely nothing, just a hard plastic. Good morning, Coco. Are you coming to inspect the XPeng G6? Ooh, inquisitive. I love the micro cluster, and the fact that it's longer means that it stacks in more information. It's also very easy to read. It's not too overwhelming. Percentage of battery, WLTP figure, and as soon as you put it in drive, the screen changes and you can see lots more information. You can see your ADAS. So it'll highlight a road in front of you, cars, etc, etc. Currently we're getting 33.5 kilowatt hour, 100 miles. Column shift, very easy to use. I do love this steering wheel. I'm going to dub it Squircle because it's square and circle. It feels so good to the touch. You will find hard plastics, but they're of a good grade. Build quality, everything just feels nice, premium. Well finished. I find it very difficult to find anything wrong with the G6. Even some of the shaping around here. It's a very touchy-feely car. XPeng.
Hello.
I'm too cold.
Front row temperature is turned up.
It knows where you sat in the car. Now, I could have hours of fun asking her everything and anything. But the bottom line is, she gets 99% of it right. The screen itself is massively responsive, but when it's running with systems like NVIDIA, I'm not really surprised. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, TomTom enhanced program. And if you've noticed, it's split into two, but you can still slide bits left and right. And if you hit home, you get your ADAS on the left hand side and your navigation on the right. If you log in, then you can personalize pretty much everything from seating positions through to heating, etc. I can even open my tailgate from here. I see the tyre pressures, I can see the drive with the energy curve. Its recent consumption, which is 33.5. Somebody had fun. The thing is, with all the efficiency and all the tech and all the AI, etc., it still makes it really hard to cane the range. Standard, Eco, Sport and Individual. So I can tune the power steering, the brake pedal feel, and X-pedal, their one pedal system. Comfortable braking, auto hold, hill descent control. Yes, this is monitoring you. Now, not everybody likes them, but the bottom line is, if you want a decent NCAT rating, that's the kind of thing you have to have. And I do like some element of Overwatch. 360 camera, not the highest quality, but still pretty damn good. And if I press on here, can change the angles. It makes it transparent. You can see exactly where you are. You've also got a myriad of apps on here, including things like Spotify. You can even adjust headlamp height, intelligent high beam, and the reading lights. You can turn off the popping out handles. Baby in car mode. Disables manual control of certain features. Close windows automatically when travelling at high speed. Automatic wiper sensitivity. Trunk folding angle memory. You've got your active safety. XPILOT, lane support, lane departure, emergency lane keeping, blind spot detection, door opening warning, rear collision warning, rear cross traffic alert, reverse collision prevention, driver drowsiness, voice assistant, sounds, charge, discharging, intelligent imaging, pretty much everything you could think of. And this is constantly up to date because XPeng use over-the-air updates, baselines. What have we got? Yeah, it's a pretty good system. Speakers up here. 2 cup holders, dual 50 kilowatt wireless chargers, and it looks like they've got ventilation too. Nice chunky center console with a nice wide armrest. Cavernous too. Floating center console, USBs, 12 volt, and extra storage. Now it's a lovely driving position. And I do like the dark roof for the sunroof, and it works really well. And for all of us into our wellness flex, this even has meditation mode. We have a sleep space.
Adjust your seat mode manually to start sleep.
It's even got an alarm clock. Mindfulness space.
Adjusting the seat and other cockpit settings to a comfortable state for you to start your mindfulness time.
And there we go. Meditation, body scan, gratitude practice. What? Very universal laws. Deep relax. There's even meditation techniques. Sound of the way. Seats, comfortable, buckety. Premium materials once again, finished in a lovely way. I mean, look at this. I'd buy it just based on the mindfulness and meditation settings. No, it ticks a lot of boxes. I mean, even the headroom. What's that? 3 or 4 inches? 6'3", 18 stone? Absolute comfort. Fully electric drivers and passengers seats, heated and ventilated, all as standard. Reach and rake in the steering wheel, manual, but there's a fair bit. And I've got a footrest on the left hand side. And I've left one of the strongest points to the end. Proper solid. Might have to look at one of these. Let's take a look in the back. I almost forgot. You've got adjustable seat belts, the auto dim mirror, as well as map reading lights and SOS, etc. Decent space in the arches, meaning you can get off the beaten track. You haven't got all-wheel drive, but you have a number of driving modes and also descent control, which is perfect for winter and the descent of steep climbs. I love the silhouette. I mean, I like SUVs already, as you know, but this, it kind of stands out in a way that some of the others don't. Acceleration's pretty quick, and it stops as well as it goes. Discs on the front and the rear. Suspension, wishbones at the front, and multi-link on the rear. So a rather refined ride. That is one heck of a roof slope, but it gives it such a sporty coupe-ish look. I wonder if it'll affect the headroom in the rear. Let's find out. The door opens nice and wide, and that is a decent opening. Climbing in, wow. Even at my height, slight dip of the head. But apart from that, that was child's play once again. I mean, just look at the legroom. I can get my feet under the seats. I've got a map pocket, very retro. And everything is soft touch. Padded areas, decent door pocket. I do like that continuity. As for the panoramic, it's got to be one of the biggest in its class. It really does. It is what you would call cavernous. The distance from me to there, it reminds me of Kia EV6 in that way. And it is light and airy, even with these dark tints on the rear window. And if you've noticed, the panoramic is smoked as well. It's comfortable, you've got supportive seats. They're not the bucketiest. Nice angle too. Once again, premium materials. Pull down armrest with pop-out cup holders. And yes, we have recline. The seats don't slide backwards, but to be honest, they don't need it at all. I mean, you can tell this is a fully electric platform. Fully flat floor. USB-Cs and some vents. It would have been nice to see tri-zone, but now I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't I? The thing is, with the way XPeng are motoring, it wouldn't surprise me if they did put out, say, a higher trim of this with things like heated rear seats. I mean, there are a few hard plastics, but they're nicely curved and they're finished well too. It's the same with these bits here. This is actually padded. Speakers up here and here and here. Very cool. Gonna have to experience the stereo in the back. XPeng, mute.
The media has been muted.
Headroom. Once again, it speaks for itself. About 2 inches. No, it's a lovely experience and perfect for a long haul. And one thing I've noticed with the height of this, it's nice and easy to climb in and out of. On that note, let's take a look at the rear. See what I mean? Charging. 800 volt architecture, 10 to 80%, around 20 minutes. And that'll give you, that's about 350 miles. It'll also Type 2, home charge, etc. But look, nice sturdy flap, and it's nicely illuminated. And you can see when it's charging. The rear. Just look at the design. This reminds me of Genesis. The lovely curvature, the slimline rear LEDs, and the simple XPeng across the boot. Sleek, modern two-tone effect at the bottom with the gloss black and a rugged plastic. It's amazing how well this works with the white and black. I mean, even this. It's almost a twist on the old style Lexus lights that then the 206 adopted. Observe. I suppose on the back of the XPeng, this is like an evolution of it, and it really suits. Just look at those flared rear haunches too. Almost looks two-tone because of the panoramic and the black elements. It's beautifully designed. It's also very teched up at the rear too. Rear cross-traffic alert, rear mitigation system too, as well as parking sensors and a reversing camera. And did I mention it can park itself? Where does it stop? And finally, our sporty white spoiler with a high-level brake light. I think it'll age well too. Let's take a look in the rear. So, power tailgate. Oh yes, sequential indicators too. Look at that, decent headroom. Now that is a big boot. And yes, we have a sub. Virtually no boot lip. Could you drop the rear seats?
The second row doesn't come with this function.
Oh well, it was worth a try. Saying that, it's very easy, you just pop those up. Dual illumination with a light here and a light here. If we lift up the carpet, well, first you've got a Type 2. And then, if I push this up, extra storage, more charging cables and an inflation kit. Everything's finished nicely, even the repair toolkit. No, this is a decent size. What, say 3 to 4 months worth of shopping? Decent amount of suitcases. May not be the deepest, but because of its length, as long as these aren't fully reclined, it's a decent size. Pull out load cover, rather substantial too, with a fair bit of springage. To release, just pull the end in. To drop the seats, just pull this up. And they're spring loaded, so be aware of that. Very nice. Look, no gap whatsoever. Doesn't lay entirely flat, but it is pretty good. And as I mentioned, I'll quite easily get my bike in here, but I would have to remove both wheels. Interestingly, no shopping bag hooks or tethering points, but we do have a 12 volt, perfect for a rear dash cam. Let's take a look under the bonnet. I wonder if there'll be a frunk. To release, pull this twice. Oh, it feels like we've got struts. And we do. But no frunk. Mind you, it's very easy to see where to top up fluids. Look at the engineering on the chassis. Look at the strength. This is a beast in every sense of the word. Time to see how it drives. Welcome behind the wheel of the XPeng G6. Ah, look, an empty closed road. Yes, I think I'd get in trouble with this. Considering its size, it doesn't feel like that. Mind you, with this suspension setup, wishbones on the front, multi-link on the rear, and the weight of an EV, it's what you might call rather dynamic. Also, it's got a nice level of regen as soon as you get in it, and you can adjust pretty much everything through the screen. Considering its size, it doesn't translate like that on a B road. And even if you do come across something, you can quite easily power fold your door mirrors. Coming down here, the regen, if I back off, it is enough to slow the car. But as I said, you've got other modes as well. So essentially a one pedal drive. And then you can change comfort, you can change the steering. There's all manner of things that you can just tweak to make this, well, your experience. It's also rather refined. If you've noticed, there's very little noise in the cabin, but when you look at the double rubbers at the bottom of the doors and things like that, you can see why. Cluster's nice and straightforward, and I can see all the information I need. Good brakes?
Well, that's it, when a car's this fast, you want it to stop as well as it goes, don't you?
Certainly. And it's rear wheel drive, so it gets grip well. Also,
I was going to say, I didn't find that it wheel spun when I did actually nip off.
No. And if you heard that faint, that's because I exceeded the limit. But it doesn't constantly nag like some other EVs.
And you do have the option through the screen to disable them.
Now that I didn't know. It's smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very smooth.
Fast.
Yeah, it is very fast, yeah. But it puts the power down evenly and doesn't scramble for grip.
Well, that's it. You can just climb in this and not press anything, and it's set as I would set it. You know, decent enough regen. Whoa, check the planes.
Whoa.
See, that's how insulated it is. We can't hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, pheasants. Cornering, pretty good. Nice responsive steering as well. No, it's a joy to drive. This lights up as well when you indicate, so you can see through the screen. Let's do a bit of a launch up this hill. So this is floored. Wow. The thing is, it leverages the power. So like MG5 used to just spin the wheels, this feels more like, say, Ioniq 5. So when you put your foot down, you feel it feed the power, but to a level that still makes it lightning quick.
Sorcery, I tell you.
It is. Mind you, it's Chinese. China and Korea are leading the EV revolution, aren't they? I mean, Audi's system's not bad. Well,
no, but they're leaps
VWG.
and bounds, aren't they?
Well, that's it. I mean, the speeds that people are starting to charge at as well. You know, the evolution of batteries. But it just eats up the potholes. You don't even feel them. Actually, you don't even hear them. Little bit of road noise, but nothing excessive considering we're on, what, Michelin Pilot 4s. So with the suspension, even if you put your foot down, considering its size, it's not all wallowy. It's I mean, well, that speaks for itself. It's engaging, it's dynamic. It sticks to the road like glue and it doesn't lift off unnecessarily, so the body's not wobbling around on the chassis. It stays very well grounded. And even when you floor it and the back end drops, it's not like, I had a Ford Orion and when you used to change gears, the back will go, meh. But there's nothing like that because it's so well balanced. You feel like you've just driven it miles and miles and miles, even if you've just stepped into it. Does that make sense, Annabelle?
It does. It means you've got the familiarity with the car, that you are almost at one with it.
That's it. I don't even need to drive this fast. I'm just happy driving it like this, which is rare. Lights, excellent. LED. Safety, excellent. Pretty much everything you could ask for. No, the steering's nice and direct. Decent weight to it, and you can, like most things in this car, change it. It's great feedback. And it doesn't feel like a lumbering beast that's listing all over the shop. I mean, I can even do things like this, and it whips. It's exceptionally well set up. Yeah. Visibility is great. I mean, you've got blind spot detection anyway. Decent big mirrors, and the B pillar, easy enough to do a lifesaver over without it blocking too much. Everything's within easy reach. Cluster's nice and straightforward. And you can see everything, including your power usage. Now this is a steep hill. Let me demonstrate. I have to back off because of the corner. But no, hills, they're a thing of the past. Driving modes. And they all make a nice little beepy or buzzy, cool noise. For example, sport. And I felt the pedal lighten. And I can feel the regen's virtually non-existent, weirdly. Ooh. That's interesting because normally when you go into sport mode, it makes it heavier. It's the first time I've come across that. Back into eco, you feel it, well, slow the car pretty much immediately, don't you, Annabelle?
You do, yes.
Over this bit, yes, it is bobbly, but if Annabelle looks down at the road...
It's because it's appallingly bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the noise has ramped up, but that's because of the roads. You get it on a nice bit of motorway and it quietens right down. It's a fab SUV. Utterly fantastic. As you've seen through the review, I can't find very much wrong with it at all. The only thing that might be a bit of a gripe with people is the fact that the buttons and doesn't seem to have a physical handbrake anywhere either. Or, for that matter, an electronic handbrake. Seems to do all itself.
What you get for the money, this is ticking so many boxes, isn't it?
The standard spec is just quite mind-blowing.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd add to it is probably a heads-up display. All that remains is for you to drive one.
and then come back and tell us what you think.
Well, exactly. Once you've had a poke and a prod at a dealership and had a little bit of a drive, you'll be like, yes, I am gushing over this one, but
There's good reason for that, though.
thank you. Yeah, I'm like, they've got blinkers on, but no, it's just very well executed.
Thanks for watching.